Welcome to CBSE Class 12 2020-2021 Political Science. Today I am going to teach you from the second book, Politics in India Since Independence, first chapter, Challenges of Nation Building. As you already know, that very recently CBSE has changed its syllabus. Some topics are deleted, some new topics are added, but till now we have not got this new inserted textbook. So, according to previous book, I am just covering up some topics which are included in new syllabus. Okay, new topics will be delivered after the school opens. Here I just discussed about few points of view. There are 8 points in this chapter. First, challenges for the new nation. Second, legacy of partition. 3 challenges. 4, partition, displacement and rehabilitation. 5th, process of partition. 6th, consequences of partition. 7th, integration of princely states. 8th, reorganization of states. First point is challenges for the new nation. Immediately after getting independence, our nation had lot of issues to be solved, which I will discuss. So, at the stroke of midnight on 14 to 15 August 1947, India attained independence. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of Free India, addressed a special session of the Constituent Assembly that night. This was the famous Rise to Destiny speech. The Indian Independence Act provided for the creation of 2 independent dominions from 15 August 1947 to be known as India and Pakistan. The first and the immediate challenge was to shape a nation that was united, because India was a diverse country. India was a land of continental size and diversity. Its people spoke different languages and followed different cultures and religions. But the partition was led by Muslim leagues who demanded for a separate state based on the two-nation theory. In 1940, Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah declared two-nation theory. But Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Abdul Kalam Azad and other leaders with nationalist ideas did not accept the Muslim League's idea. So a hard-earned prized freedom was won after long glorious years of struggle, but a bloody tragic partition rendered tragedy under the fabric of the emerging free nation. So, due to two-nation theory, nation had faced religious violence, casteism, Naxalism, terrorism and regional separatist insurgencies. There was unrest and violence all around. So, it was very challenging for the nation builders how to cope with the new situation. There were many voices in a national movement, but their basic goals were: the first and the most important challenge was to preserve, consolidate and strengthen Indians' unity, or to shape the nation and see that it was united, yet accommodative of the diversity existing in the society and eradication of poverty and unemployment. That the government will be run for the good of all, particularly the poor and the socially disadvantaged groups. Now that the country was independent, the time had come to realize the promise of freedom. Basic in this respect, nations builders set out to build a secular society. With the political system had to commence stability with growth, democracy and development. So these were the basic tasks or challenges for the nation buildings. In Punjab, in particular, where Hindus, Muslims and Sikhs had lived together for generations and spoke the same language, stark segregation was brought about as Muslims headed west to Pakistan and Hindus and Sikhs fled east to India. This was the moment Indians had been waiting for. 15 August 1947, the first day of free India. Joy was tainted by despair for the country as it had been divided. Then the large part of the two nations were degenerated by communal rise. There was a mass exodus of people from both sides across the new borders. Hindu and Muslim hatred was being fanned around Lakhs and lakhs of people were displaced. Partition was associated with division of financial assets, employers and railways. So independence had been accompanied by multiple problems like scarcity of food, poverty, prejudice, inequality, ignorance and backwardness which still waged on our land. Third point, three challenges. As I know that India had to face many challenges immediately after she got independence, here I will elaborately discuss. First was challenge to shape a nation. India was divided among various states at the time of independence. Hence a great challenge arose to unite and integrate into the Indian Union. Because India was divided among various princely states at the time of independence. Hence a great challenge arose to unify and integrate country into one bond. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel took upon himself to integrate these states into the Indian Union. Okay. The second one was to establish democratic setup. India constituted representative democracy based on parliamentary form of government, and it was a great challenge to develop these democratic practices into the nation. Third was to ensure development and well-being of the society. Indian polity made herself to achieve welfare goals with the involvement of effective economic policies and eradication of poverty and unemployment. While India found itself independent from the British, it was still to find independence from social, economic and political problems that were difficult for India's growth story. Reasons behind that were: it was internal challenge. First. Second, partition and its consequences. Partition was marked with large-scale communal violence. Partition not only led to the division of assets but also created huge refugee crisis followed by the origin of the Kashmir problem. Then, mass poverty. At the time of independence, the incidence of poverty in India was about 80% or about 250 million. Famines and hunger pushed India to take external help for its food security. Fourth point, illiteracy. When India gained independence, its population numbered about 340 million. The literacy level then was just 12% or about 41 million. Fifth point, low economic capacity, stagnant agriculture and poor industrial base. Okay, now I am going to the next point, partition, displacement and rehabilitation. After the effect of two nation states, India and Pakistan came into exercise according to the two-nation theory advocated by the Muslim League. India consisted two religions, Hindus and Muslims. That is why it demanded Pakistan as a separate country for the Muslims. But Congress opposed this theory and the demand for Pakistan. Anyway, lakhs of people from both sides lost their homes, lives and properties and became victims of communal violence. On the basis of Muslim majority belt West and East, Pakistan was created, which was separated by a long expanse of Indian territory. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, known as Frontier Gandhi, was the undisputed leader of the North-West Frontier Province NWFP. Despite his opposition, NWFP was merged with Pakistan. The portion of Punjab and Bengal caused the deepest trauma during partition. Millions of people moved across to the new countries. The population of undivided India in 1947 was about 570 million. After partition, there were 370 million people in India, 170 million in West Pakistan and 30 million people in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. Once the lines were established, about 14.5 million people crossed the borders. to what they hoped was the safety of the religious majority, then the newly formed governments were unable to deal with forced migration of such huge numbers. Massive violence occurred on both sides of the border. Hundreds of thousands died, some estimate it in millions, as the provinces of Punjab and Bengal were effectively split in half. Approximately 7 million Hindus and Sikhs and 7 million Muslims found themselves in the wrong country. Believing they would return home, many families left their valuables behind before they packed up their essential belongings and began the trek to India, West or East Pakistan. Many never made it. The partition led to a massive movement of the Hindu and the Muslim crowds to the other countries. It was told to be the largest mass movement of people apart from the world wars. People were almost scared to death and began to run over each other to save their own lives. The year 1947 was the year of one of the largest, most abrupt, unplanned and tragic transfer of population which human history has known. There were killing and atrocities on both sides of the border. Cities like Lahore, Amritsar and Kolkata became divided into communal zones. Minorities on both sides of the border fled their home and often secured temporary shelter in refugee camps. The partition affected people on both sides, especially in the region of Punjab. While deciding the border between the two countries, Punjab and Bengali were the states to be divided primarily on the basis of religious dominance and population-wise. Women were raped brutally and then murdered. Their husbands were shot dead in front of them. These are the consequences of partition. Ruler of Travancore declared his independence. The Nizam of Hyderabad made a similar announcement. The next day, rulers like the Nawab of Bhopal were against joining the Constituent Assembly, and he established his contact with Jinnah. These dangerous developments posed a serious threat to the strength and solidarity of India as a nation. These states were ruled by autocratic kings, so leaving the princely states under these autocratic rulers means the representative and democratic India could never grow to a large area of Indian Union. New constitution, the Indian Parliament would make laws for the defence, foreign affairs, communications and their related matters. This state's accession made India politically more secure and economically more sufficient. The credit for this goes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and his secretary V.P. Menon. Patel's able diplomacy saved India from breaking into pieces. Patel was not only freedom fighter but also the architect of united political structure in India. He was a rebel and a statesman both. Sardar Patel was India's deputy prime minister and the home minister during the crucial period immediately after independence. He played a historic role in negotiating with the rulers of the princely states to bring them into Indian Union. So Vallabhbhai Patel played a very crucial role in the integration of over 500 princely states into the Indian Union. Now the last point was reorganization of states. The State Reorganization Commission, constituted by the central government of India on 29 December 1953 to recommend the reorganization of state boundaries in 1955. After nearly 2 years of study, the Commission recommended that India's state boundaries should be reorganized to form 14 states and 6 territories. The reorganization of state boundaries on the basis of language, culture, ethnicity and geography. First, Andhra Pradesh, Telugu. Second, Tamil Nadu, Tamil. Kerala, Malayalam. Karnataka, Kannada. So students, these are the main factors of challenges of nation building.